Welcome back, everybody. It's Mia with Sickle Cell Awareness 365. So, today is a special day. I have Danina Battle from the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia with us today. And today we really want to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia. I think that is absolutely amazing to have been in the sickle cell service for so many years, and just the things that the foundation have has done for me personally, and that the foundation has done for the entire community is just awesome. So welcome, Zanina. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for inviting me on your podcast.
You are welcome. So first, tell them a little bit about who you are at the foundation and what you do.
So, I am a community health worker here at the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia. I have been working in this position for a little over 2 years. And primarily, what I do as a community health worker is I assist my clients with creating a care plan, um, a care coordination plan. I assist them with finding a primary care or specialty physician. I assist them with setting and meeting their personal goals. I assist them with finding social services, resources, community resources, and finding agencies that can assist them with their day to day needs. I assist them with learning and knowing how to advocate for themselves to their doctor, um, knowing what their rights are as a patient, and knowing how to properly advocate for themselves so that they can make sure that they get the best quality of care when they are visiting the emergency room or visiting their regular physician or specialty physician. I also help them with applying for Medicaid, Medicare, and food stamp benefits through the Department of Family and Children Services. And um, I educate them on their health insurance options and making sure that they understand their benefits and what they are entitled to under their health care coverage. And I connect them with the National Sickle Cell Registry and transportation to and from their medical visits and to pick up prescription from pharmacy.
That is absolutely amazing. So we have Blaze to join us. There's some feedback. Is that me? Thank you. Thank you so much, Blaze. Introduce yourself and tell us what you do at the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia.
My name is Blaze Eppinger. I have sickle cell disease, hemoglobin SS. I am a advocate living with sickle cell disease. I work as a camp registrar. I work with our advocacy group. I work in transition. I wear a lot of different hats up here at the foundation. Thank you for having me, Miss Robinson. Looking lovely as always. So that's me.
Thank y'all so much. So, both of you guys wear a lot of different hats for the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia. Even as a volunteer for pretty much all my life, I also wear a lot of different hats with the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia. So, Danita, let's go back, or whoever can answer this. Tell us, well, we know that the foundation has been around for 50 years, but how did it get started? Who were the founders? How did all that come together? Either one of you can answer that question.
Why are you acting like you can't answer that question, Mia?
Because I'm the host.
Because you've been around longer than me.
I'm my guest.
We got a picture here of you in black and white as a kid at camp. So you've literally been here. So don't try to act brand new because we're on this little podcast now. You got your hair all dead.
I can't do the whole show by myself. Like, that's no fun. So, if
Blaze,
you
take it away.
elaborate on that, Blake.
I don't want to butcher Mr. McGee's name. I don't. It's but the Lou. How I say it? The Lou.
The Luther King.
Right there we go. There was a need for people living with sickle cell, and we had a physician, and I don't, I don't want to say the name wrong, but
Mr. King?
so just say Mr. King.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. King saw the need and founded the Sickle Cell Foundation. It was a little piece, and then it became a big piece, and now it's a pillar in community. And we service people living with sickle cell disease. We provide different services, and they've been doing it for a long time. So to see this year be our 50th anniversary, it's been keeping on and keeping on and keeping on, and hopefully it's around for another 50 years. But we were underserviced people with sickle cell. The newborn screening, there was none of that going on. He saw a need, they saw a need, and created it. And now we're a nonprofit organization, and we provide newborn screening. We do the testing for Georgia, so that when there are infants born, we get the testing, and then next thing you know, we're able to call these parents and do the counseling, letting them know, okay, your child has this, and this is how it will affect their life, or their child has this, and they should, talk to their partner about this. Like somebody may be born with the trait, and the trait is just AS or AC, and you might want to, hey, get your partner tested so they don't then have the trait, and then y'all have a baby that has SS. And outside of those services with newborn screening, we provide SNAP benefits. Like I said, counseling. We have Danina, who's a community health worker. People may call up to the foundation, and they may need access to maybe housing, or they maybe need access to this and that. And Danina is able to counsel them on that end. Then we have youth that we service that come in, and they just have questions about how they're growing or how they're developing, and we answer those questions. We're just here to service, not even just people with sickle cell, but the community in general. We have a lot of people that walk into the doors on a daily basis that don't have sickle cell, but they may need help getting SNAP benefits. I feel like it's well needed too, because it's not like those doors just don't open every day. Those doors open every day with somebody needing our help here at the foundation.
Absolutely agreed. And for anyone who is watching, feel free to drop questions in the comments, and we'll make sure that we get those questions answered. So, with the newborn testing, with me, when I had my first crisis and my mom took me to the hospital, someone there told her that the foundation had been looking for her to advise me that I had sickle cell disease. So that newborn testing is super critical to informing parents and helping families to figure out how to treat their child. How did that how did you find out that you had, or how did your parents find out that you had sickle cell, Blaze? Was it through the foundation?
Going back to speaking on the testing, imagine living in a world with the pre-existing condition and you not know. You know, Imagine going through your life, because there's a small window where somebody who's born with sickle cell, they're born, and then you have the fetal hemoglobin that's protecting them, right? That's their mom's hemoglobin that's protecting them from all the dangers. And once that wears off, and your hemoglobin kicks in, then that's when you start having the pain and the crisis, and you turning yellow, and your parent doesn't know why. What I thought was my healthy baby is now a baby that's crying all the time and is in pain. And then you go, and then you have to find out, in the craziest way. Imagine, it took a while, just like to answer your question. It wasn't instant. I don't know if my mom, we were moving around a lot. And usually when we call or counsel people, we call them, hey, we leave a message and we send a letter to their home. So my mom probably missed that. But I went back to the hospital, and, my mom wanted to know why I was turning yellow. That's, the jaundice. But why I was crying, and, I'm saying why it seemed like I was not comfortable. And then that's when they told my mom, oh yeah, Blaze had been tested, boom, 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 he had sickle cell. So yeah, I found out at a young age, but it wasn't instant. So I think it was not because of anything the foundation did, but because we didn't get the counseling, because we were all around the place. So the letter that probably came, we probably, weren't able to get. But yeah, does that answer your question?
It does. It does. Miracle says, how old were y'all? I was less than a year old when my mom found out. I was 9 months when I had my first crisis. So, but my mom, it was less than a year old when my mom found out.
I was the same. I was less than a year.
Okay.
It was just I was. She thought I was good, and I think I was approaching a year. And then next thing you know, things start going bad, and we wanted some answers. That's the story.
Right, right. So you mentioned genetic counseling, which is awesome to like really get down to the root
Mhm.
of, what's going on with your kid. Um, what, can you guys, Danina, speak on trait testing that you guys do?
I can't really speak on trait testing intelligently. I'm gonna be honest with that. That is handled strictly by the lab, and I don't get into how they do what they do in the lab to be able to speak intelligently on that.
Okay.
Well, it's a simple process. It's just like if somebody was trying to get, what I'm saying. Usually, when somebody finds out, this is how it goes. There are some people, like not some, there are a lot of people who are living right now that get serviced that don't know that they have a trait. They just think they're as healthy as can be, what I'm saying, fit as an ox or however this thing goes. And then once they find out that their baby has sickle cell or their baby has a trait, the parents are curious, whoa, where did I get this from? So then they will come in backwards. The baby is what starts them getting tested. It's like, oh, my child has this. I want to know which one of us, boom, boom. Then they'll call us, hey, I received your letter saying that my child has sickle cell trait. I would then like to come in, me and my wife or significant other would like to come in and get tested. So they will come into the labs over this way, and they can get I think it's a finger poke, just like just need a little bit of blood, and then that blood will be analyzed by our lab technician, and then they will receive a piece of paper once the samples are sent out to be tested, and they come back, and then we get sent all of the documents electronically, and then we're able to give the info to the person that's tested, and they may come back. If the mom had it, oh, she has the trait that was passed down, or if the dad had it, such and such.
Now, I know at one point you guys were traveling to different locations to do trait testing, like the trait testing bus. How has that changed since the pandemic?
Um, there are still services that we provide in other places. The pandemic kind of slowed things down, but we still offer hematologist visits. I believe in Columbus. It's like a set date every month. Because Columbus is far out. In Atlanta, we got all the different hematologists and doctors and hospitals that you could visit and get this care for sickle cell. In more rural areas, that might not be the case. You know what I'm saying? You might not have access to care. And that's also can be a problem with people living with sickle cell disease. It's not them knowing that they have sickle cell. It's about, can I see the doctor that is going to be able to be as knowledgeable as I need him to be to help me with my condition? Because if you talk to most doctors, they tell you, that they don't spend a lot of time talking about sickle cell when they are, becoming doctors. But we do have like mobile units where hematologists are service areas that aren't where we live.
Right.
As far as mobile testing, we have a big vehicle out in front, and we just actually renamed it courtesy of Miss Newmont. We had to submit different names, and her name was picked. So I think it's what's the new name, Miss Newmont? It's called the Sickle Cell Health Hub, and it's where you can get everything healthy for sickle cell in one little place. And once we get it back on the road, I'll definitely let you know.
Awesome. I love it. So, Zanina, you spoke about being a community health worker here in the Atlanta area and all the things that you do. What other areas does the foundation have community health workers? You're on mute.
Sorry about that. We have community health workers located in Columbus, Georgia, Savannah, Augusta, and we are soon to have a community health worker located in Macon, Georgia. So I service the Metro Atlanta area and also the surrounding counties. So that's Fulton County, Cobb County, Clayton County, Henry County, Gwinnett County, Douglas, Douglas County, and Newton County, Rockdale. So all of those areas, Metro Atlanta area, and then the surrounding counties of the basically 285 and all that. So I service, well, me and Key Salon is another community health worker here, and she's also a transition specialist. And so we both service the Metro Atlanta area and surrounding
Nice. So, and he says, in Shreveport, Louisiana, there isn't much support for sickle cell for adults. I believe the pediatric support is great and seems to be the case in every state I've lived in. So that comment kind of transitions us to transition, the topic of transition. I know that the foundation, of course, um, is trying to promote a program to help adolescents and young adults transition to adult. And both you and I have different transition stories, and it's really to help the younger kids really learn their disease. I think we act as a coach to them to kind of hold their hand and walk them through the transition process, and to keep them on the preventative side of any complications with sickle cell. Blaze, you want to elaborate a bit on that, or?
Well, transition is a very important phase, in the life of someone living with a pre-existing condition, basically because most kids don't know, and I didn't know, that once you transition from pediatric to adult care, it's a different ball game. It's not how it is once you're in these pediatric facilities. You have, all these colorful cartoons and paintings on the wall. You got people like catering to your every whim. For the most part, when you're a pediatric, it's a one-stop shop. When you go for your appointments, you could see a team of doctors that can cater to everything. You go in, get your eyes checked, then you go in and get your sexual reproductive checked, then you go in, you get your lung checked, then you go in and get you get everything in one spot, and it's like a dream for someone living with a pre-existing condition. But once you transition to adult care, all those doctors then become individual doctors. No one's catering to your every whim. No one's calling you to check on you to see if you're going to make it to your appointment. There is nothing like that. You're an adult. You're in the real world now. Wake up and smell the roses. So, for somebody transitioning from pediatric to adult care, that could be a lot, because now these responsibilities are falling on you. You're no longer your parents. Most parents stick with their kids for a while, but not everybody has that luxury. So when you talk about you now having to make not one appointment but like four or five, you got to see a hematologist, you got to see your primary care, you got to get you got to see somebody about your eyes, then you got to dentists, all that. This stuff is, it becomes a lot for somebody who's not used to it. And then you could just get in the habit of falling off. Like, you don't make the appointments when you're supposed to. And then that could be a problem in itself. I actually was just typing up a document about it before I got on this call. But, when you're not seeing your doctor, you're not getting your medications. When you're not getting your medications, you're not, adding your sickle cell. When you're not adding your sickle cell, you still have crisis. And because you don't have the medications to help with your crisis, manifests into something bigger. And now you're in the ER. You're getting triage more frequently. You're having more crisis more frequently because you aren't doing what you're supposed to do. Because doing what you're supposed to do could be kind of overwhelming for somebody who's not properly prepared to do these things by themselves. You got to know when you go into a doctor's office, if your parent isn't there to help you, you got to know what insurance you're on, and if they accept your insurance. And if they don't accept your insurance, you got to figure out what are you going to do about that aspect. Or you could go somewhere where you feel your needs aren't being met by your hematologist. So then you have to, as a young adult, what I'm saying, in this new world, find you a hematologist that you feel best suits you, and that could be rigorous in itself. So there's just like you hear him talking, it's a lot of moving parts to transition. And for somebody who's young and new to this world, it could be like, I don't want to do all that, so I'm not going to go to the hospital at all. And then when you don't go to the hospital, you're creating more problems in itself, because sickle cell isn't just the blood, you know what I'm saying? It affects our organs, it affects our bones. We have people, you know what I'm saying? Sickle cell is different. It varies from person to person, but you have people who have more problems with their bones than the next person. You have more people who have more problems with their lungs, you know, stuff like acute chest syndrome. They're more prone to more infections than the next person. So you're a young adult and you're going through those things, it can affect you mentally. It's just, it's, if it's not handled properly, like if you don't get from pediatric to adult care seamlessly and it's not a smooth transition, it's going to be a hectic one. Especially if you don't have that unit, like, you know what I'm saying, like we talked about, you have your mother who's been there for you, you know what I'm saying, she's been able to see you through this, you know what I'm saying, help you. Let's say I move away and I'm young and I go to college somewhere else, I don't have my mom anywhere. So do you think scheduling appointments and finding a hematologist in this new city is going to be on my mind? No, it's not going to be. I'm going to be trying to navigate through college. I'm going to be trying to be normal. I'm going to be trying to, you know what I'm saying, have fun or whatever. And meanwhile, while you're doing this, you know, your body's going to gradually start to, you know, hey man, we're not doing what we're supposed to do. And then it gets terrible. So
Right.
imagine, like, let's say, for example, I'm here, I'm going to Grady, Hughes Spalding, you know, I got everything I need. The next thing you know, I'm going to decide I want to go to college in, you know, not even that far. Let's just say I go somewhere in Alabama. I don't have a hematologist there. I don't have these other doctors there. So what am I going to do? I don't know if the ER is going to treat me appropriately when it's time for me to get there, because here at Hughes Spalding, they know my pain crisis. You got me a whole little book on Blaze and his attendance at Hughes Spalding. Now I'm going to go to this hospital. It's a new one. They never met me before. They don't want to give me these pain meds because they don't feel comfortable giving them to me. So that just, you know, it's just a lot. Transition can be, and people don't realize that until they're in it. And then when they're in it, they don't even know that that part of their life is called transition. They're
Right.
just like, dang, things are just hectic now. I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
you're going through the transition from pediatric to adult care.
Right. And so the programs that we do are to prepare you guys. Like you mentioned, you want to go away to college. We've had workshops where we actually have uh, adults with sickle cell disease that have been to away college and had a plan that come and share what she did for those who want to go away. We have people to come in and talk about insurance and Medicaid and all that to properly prepare these kids for adult life with sickle cell disease. So, coming up, I want to kind of shift gears to the events that you guys have. Um, Growing up, we're going to get to camp in a minute because that was life changing. But we used to have like a Christmas party every year, and they would be huge, and we would have like maybe the Falcons cheerleaders or some type of celebrity come to the Christmas parties, or we would have tickets to like the Hawks games and things like that. And I've definitely seen the change over the years, how you guys do the Christmas now and still do the toy giveaway and things like that. I know that the race is your annual, the biggest fundraiser for camp that you guys do. And COVID just kind of threw everything off, not just the race, but also camp. I know I want to hit on Advocacy Day at the Capitol. Can either one of you speak about the importance of Advocacy Day and what it really is?
I want to speak about the importance of advocacy day at the Capitol, but I want to speak more about the importance of advocacy in general.
Okay.
Okay, the last time we had advocacy day in person before COVID, it was a great turnout. We had a lot of people there in red. You know, the photos were amazing. And what was said to us really stuck with me. And I would like for people to take this with a grain of salt. It was, yeah, you guys showed up today, but we need you guys here outside of today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it was like, oh, okay, you guys had a great turnout. Clap it up. But what about the other 364 days in a year? And that really stuck with me because it was just like, yeah, you guys got everybody to turn up and, you know what I'm saying, let us know that you guys exist and that there are needs that are being unmet. But what about, you know, this today we don't make the decisions for money. It's basically what he was saying. You know, we make those decisions year round. And so when we're making those decisions year round, because your impact doesn't surpass today, you know what I'm saying? We can't delegate those funds. You know what I'm saying? It was just like kind of like it wasn't really a slap in the face. It was just honest truth.
Yeah.
It was just like we don't just today isn't the only day in which we need you guys to be here. We need you guys to be on our heads and making noise, you know what I'm saying, all the time, so that when we're in these meetings and we're saying this should go here and this should go here and this should go here, that we're thinking about the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia, or just sickle cell in general. You can't just say, hi guys, here, and then we're just gone for the rest of the year. We just disappear, and no, you gotta be present, what I'm saying, all the time. These people gotta get annoyed with you almost. It's just like, I gotta look at my inbox and go, oh, there goes Sickle Cell. Let me just go ahead and get them some money real quick. So, what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of presence that you have to have for things to get, you know, change, for things to come about. And, you feel like we don't care if we annoy them. I don't care. I care about what's going to happen from the annoyance. You know what I'm saying? For them to be like, let's just shut them up. I don't care if you shut me up with millions of dollars. Do that. Shut me up with some millions of dollars, and then I'll be out your hair. You won't have to hear about from us anymore. But if we're just gonna show up in red on that one day of the Capitol, they came in the room and said it out loud. That's as honest as he could have been. It was, yeah, you guys are here today, but we need you guys here for all the time. You know what I'm saying? If we was to show up right every month in red, man, it'll get crazy. Every month we got hundreds of people showing up at the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? People gonna always be checking their watches. I don't want to come. I want to come tomorrow because they're gonna be up here deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we was to come every month, we could organize something like that every month in red. I'm sure we would get who are these people in red? It would start chatter. It would start talk. It would start. They come up here every month in red. They do this every month, like, until something changed.
Yeah.
You can't just, let's set your calendars. We're gonna do it one time in January, and then we're gonna wait till the calendar go out. We're gonna come one time in January. No. So advocacy is not just when I send out a letter to ask you to be an advocate, you say yes, I would love to. You come to 2 meetings and then you gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be a pest. You know what I'm saying? Just like your kids. When Mama, can I have this? 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 You may not give them to them in that moment, but you know what they want. You know what I'm saying? Because they keep asking this. So then when Christmas time come around, I ain't got to answer because I know what you want. That's how kids be. Mama, can you get me this for Christmas? Give me Christmas. And then when you're actually thinking about Christmas, what does my daughter want? All that thing she keep annoying me about. So that's how it need to be for us. We're annoying. And Christmas time comes, that money time where it's time to give money and allocate funds. Then they could be like, oh yeah, they said they wanted this, so let's get them out of here. And then boom. So that's how I feel about advocacy. You know what I'm saying? Day at the Capitol, that's a great thing to do, but it's one time. We're in working in a nonprofit organization where, you know what I'm saying, we service, you know what I'm saying, a community of people in need. You know what I'm saying? Sickle cell is the oldest genetic blood disorder with the least amount of breakthroughs. When I had first read that, I had to really take it in. So you mean to tell me this thing been out longer than all these other blood disorders, but we have the least amount of breakthroughs? So that's letting you know that it can't be on the front of somebody's mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For us to fall up under all these things, but we've been around longer than all these things, it's like that's not enough.
It's and it leads to a completely separate show, but we'll get to that. I completely agree with you with advocating every day. And I know people look at me or just see what I do and like, you do a lot or you do too much. I can't help it because I'm constantly seeing the change that needs to be made in this community overall. And it does no good if we're only complaining to Facebook, if we're only complaining to our friends. It does no good.
Mark Zuckerberg ain't about to change nothing.
Yeah. Right. So advocacy day and being involved in communities that are putting these complaints into action and making sure that we get the changes that we're asking for, that's the only way to get what we want. And they're not going to give it to us. We have to go and take it, to be honest. Right now, it's a matter of going and taking what we want, because they're not. We can't wait on them to just give it to us. We got to go in there and take it. So going back to camp, um, camp is my heart. Camp is my love. I've been going since I was 10. Um, they tracked me then, and once I aged out of camp at 18, I went straight into being a counselor. That was absolutely amazing, and camp was really my introduction to, and it's Camp New Hope. If I didn't say that already, camp was really my introduction to the sickle cell family and the sickle cell support network. When we go to camp, that is our normal. When we are with our families or with our friends away from camp, we're usually the only ones with sickle cell disease. And a lot of times it's misunderstood. People just don't get why we can't do certain things, why our eyes turn yellow, why this. But at camp, yellow eyes is normal, having protruding bellies is normal. Oh, you get sick because you we went swimming today. I hope you feel better. Let me walk with you to the infirmary, or let me ride with you to the infirmary. That's our norm. So camp was very eye opening for me, even as an advocate now, and being around the different organizations and the different groups of people with sickle cell who are doing something. It just, y'all can I just love it. So, and I know for you, Blaze, you weren't really aware of camp as a kid, but as soon as you found out, you became a counselor. So how did you get into that? How did you end up finding out about the camp?
Okay, so I always knew about camp as a kid,
Okay.
but I had a rough, upbringing with my mom, so was never able to go. It was like I said in the beginning, was moving around a lot, but I always knew about it, and I always wanted to go as a child. So one of my friends who had sickle cell, his name was Sean Salisbury. He was like, "Man, you should come be a counselor this year," and I had like a lot of resentment towards camp because it was just like I couldn't go as a kid. So I'm like, "Nah, I ain't about to do no counselor." You know what I'm saying? I ain't get to go as no kid. So I look like, what I'm saying, seeing all these kids have fun, I can't have no fun. But Sean was like, "Man, you should really come, just be a counselor. You'll kind of get the same experience. So, you just won't be a kid, but you'll, participate in activities. You'll swim and do all the fun stuff with them, but it just be a bit from a different perspective."
Yeah.
And so I was just like, he gonna keep hassling me about it. He like, me and my sister going, you know what I'm saying? He had a sister named Shondella Salisbury. And I finally decided to go, and it was a great time. It was fun. It was super fun. And then Sean passed over the summer. He had sickle cell. He died from, sickle cell complications. I was getting a call like 3 a.m. My phone was blowing up like crazy. And nobody ever really called me that late. So I was just like, dang, who is this? I answered the phone. His sister was crying. She, they were at Emory. Then when I got there, the doctor was like, there's nothing we could do. You know what I'm saying? We just keeping him on life support at this point. So when he passed, it was just like, do I honor his memory and keep being a counselor and volunteering, or do I not? And I just let it all go, even though he really wanted me to be here the first year. And so I stuck with it. I stayed being a counselor. I've been a counselor every year since. And I just didn't look back. And being a counselor has given me a lot, because I built a relationship with so many kids that have sickle cell. They call me when they need advice or they need things. And, in a way, I'm like a mentor, what I'm saying, big brother to a lot of these people, because, you're told what your life is going to be like with sickle cell. When I was young, I was, told that I wasn't going to be here this long. But what I'm saying, I'm here. I wasn't told that directly, but my parents was like, life expectancy wasn't going to be, because I was having acute chest syndrome a lot. What I'm saying, I was in and out of the hospital, I had a lot of blood transfusion, and they were just being honest. But now I'm here. I'm way past where they said I would be, and I'm able to just talk with these kids all the time. They follow me on Instagram. I follow them. I've been able to see their growth. When I first started being a counselor, probably about 7 years now. But when I first started being a counselor, because we missed 2 years, and then this year was virtual, about 6 7 years. So, I was able to see a growth from this big to taller than me. I got a kid who was just up here shooting a video with us named Jared. Can't say his name, so we'll just leave it at that. But a kid who this young, like this tall, now he like 6'6", and I was looking up to him. I was like, bro, like what, like So those type of relationships, they are amazing, and like you were speaking on about camp and relatability. It would be a travesty to try to send somebody with sickle cell to a normal camp where they would be able to, when they would feel inadequate, wouldn't be able to keep up with the other kids. Their eyes would be yellow. Other kids would be asking them why their eyes are why are your eyes yellow. They would be taking medications. Kids would be asking them about that. Some kids with sickle cell wet to bed, that type of thing. Like it would be a shame to send a child with sickle cell to a regular camp. So
Yeah.
to have this camp of everybody having these convocations together, you feel more unison, you feel more family. Nobody's going to ask you why your eyes are yellow because they know why your eyes are yellow. Nobody's going to ask you why you need a break because they know why you need a break. No one's going to ask you why you need water because they know why you need water. As a matter of fact, we give all the kids water bottles and we encourage them over and over again. Hey, we got water stations all over. Fill your water bottle up. Fill your water bottle up. Fill your water. We just left from over here. We're going to this place. Fill your water bottle up. So it's like a family, like because we have what make people closer, not even just in sickle cell, but real life is sharing trauma. They call it trauma bonds. But in sickle cell, it's like a family bond. You know what I'm saying? I know what you're going through. You know what I'm saying? When you have this crisis, I'm gonna come check on you in the infirmary and make sure you're good. And then when you're good, you'll come back and be with the rest of the family. So that's how it's been from the moment I got there, and it was a warm feeling then. It's still a warm feeling now. So yeah, I just feel like camp is an amazing place, and these kids take these bonds beyond camp. They grow up together. They ask their parents for play dates. They link up when we have activities. They text, they talk, they follow each other on social media. So I would think is one of the greatest experience that a person can have living with sickle cell, because really, if you think about it, outside of camp, what else do you have to unify you with other people that are like you? You know what I'm saying? You may see somebody in the ER or not ER, but in the sickle cell clinic or whatever in passing, or when they have a playtime and you meet other people that like you, but you're not really there for that. You're there to get better. So that's not really the same experience. But when you have somebody who you're meeting and the goal is to have fun, and you're able to, ooh, you just like me, you just like me, and we all like, that could be amazing for a kid. I know before camp, I didn't know as many people as I did with sickle cell, but now after camp, I can't even count all the people that I know with sickle cell. It's like, um, it's I like I said, I can't really, even if I tried, I couldn't write down all the names of the people that I know, and that is because of Camp New Hope. So I would 10 out of 10, 100%, what I'm saying, recommend camp for growing people with sickle cell, because you develop continuity, you develop friendships, you develop bonds, not just with kids, but kids and mentors, because most of the mentors have sickle cell, and they kind of give the campers role models to look up to, because it's just like, what I'm saying, a lot of kids with sickle cell, they develop slower, or they look younger. So when you see your peer or your mentor, he's 6 something, you're like, oh, I can grow that, be that tall. You know what I'm saying? Or when they tell you that you're going to be sickly or whatever, then you see your mentor, they look just fine. You know what I'm saying? They living, they thriving out here. Then that gives them hope that I could thrive. I could, what I'm saying, be what they told me I couldn't be. So
And some of the Camp New Hope counselors were actually Camp New Hope campers. So we do still have a
right,
few of us that come back from our camper days, and it's like you were saying, just watching them develop and grow. The girls that I started with, I had them every year until they aged out, and I still communicate with a lot of them. Some of them have come back as campers. I mean counselors. um they're like 27, 28, 29, 30 now. So I just love to see the growth from when we were like back in the day, for like 90s back in the day, and just to see them now with families, with careers, just thriving even in spite of everything that we're going through. Miracle says she went to a normal camp and it was the worst week of her life as a kid. She still doesn't socialize correctly, for me, to be honest. LaCrystal said, I miss camp so much. Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, the annual race is a big fundraiser for the camp. And you guys are doing Georgia Gives. Let me show this video that you guys did about Georgia Gives, and then you guys can explain a little bit more.
The Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia services people living with sickle cell disease. But who are these people? This month, you to give. Give for the people across the world suffering with sickle cell disease. Give for our late CEO, Deborah McGee McCrary.
Give a quarter.
Give $1. Give for today. Give what you can. Give for our 50th anniversary. We need you.
We need you.
The Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia implores you to give and make a difference in so many lives of those living with sickle cell.
Winning well with sickle cell.
And you want to speak on that a little bit more, Blaze, or?
Georgia Gives, for the month of November, we're asking people to give to Sickle Cell, nonprofit organization, Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia. As you saw, those are some of our actual camp kids. I can say that because they signed a waiver. And they came and they participated. We had pizza. I was able to see them. I haven't seen them in a minute. Like I said, Adam, I actually had him since he was young with the young kids. And now Adam is 15, 16. Actually, Jeremiah was also in that photo. He did sign a waiver, so I can't say his name. Jeremiah is 6'6" now, and that's crazy for him to think about, for him with him only being 17. But yeah, Georgia Gives. We have that video running on our Instagram and our Facebook, and that was a fun thing to shoot. I went to go pick up some kids. We brought them back. They had pizza. They did arts and crafts. We played some games. They won some money. And it was just a great weekend. But yeah, we're raising money. Of course, like you said, annual fundraisers for the race. You know, it costs $300 to send a kid to camp. But we at the foundation, we only charge them $100. So when camp parents sometimes see that $100, they don't even want to pay that. But little do they know that it's actually, $300 to send a kid to camp. But of course, now we're not going to charge people $300. You know what I'm saying? So we do the 100, we do the fundraising, but the overall cost of camp is $125,000. Wow. So just for that 1 week of fun and laughs and canoeing and rock climbing and all that stuff, it costs the foundation $125,000. So imagine, let's do that every year. 125 this, do this, and then 125 this, and 125. So I don't want to think parents or anybody who's watching to think that the Sickle Cell Foundation Georgia, they just want our money. You know what I'm saying? No, we want to provide this amazing experience to the youth, but what I'm saying, it isn't free. We have to go and we have to rent all the cabins at Rock Eagle or wherever we are currently at that moment. We have to pay for people to come do the activities, the people that bring the horses, or the people that may bring the rock climbing wall, or the people that may play certain games with you, or teach you hip hop dance. We have chef come out, teach kids how to cook. Like, everybody has to get a check. They're all provide a service. So it's not just like, they just come out here on goodwill, or, because there are some people who may come out and want to provide a service, giving back. But for the most part, no, everybody has to be financially compensated because we're adults and we have bills. Yeah. Just to speak on that, like I said, we only charge the parents $100, but the actual cost to send one child is $300. And the actual overall cost is $125,000. So we raise money where we can. We have people that give money or funds through the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia, and we allocate those funds to camp, which is very expensive every year.
And it's possible for people to have donate money specifically for sending a kid to camp,
Right,
because it is an
sponsor.
an irreplaceable experience that, like you said, I think every child and adult should experience. Even Andrell said he didn't know about camp as a kid, but he hopes to become a counselor one day. It's the most rewarding feeling that you can have. That it pays off in so many ways. No, it's not in a financial way, but it's so rewarding in so many other ways. You just have to experience it.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I wanted to go so bad, and when I got the experience as an adult, I was like, man, this would have been crazy. You know what I'm saying? Meeting all many people, so many people like you, because like when you have sickle cell, right? When your doctor tell you this, and you're a young adult, if you don't know anybody else, and when you go to your public school, you feel like it's just you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have everybody, all these other kids in your school that are normal, they're able to operate and do all this other stuff on their own, and you feel like it's just me. I'm the only person that, what I'm saying, live in this box. And then when you're able to meet other people out here, you're like, oh, what I'm saying, it isn't just me, what I'm saying? And then when you learn more about your disease, which we do at camp, it's not just funs and games. We do have educational components in which, what I'm saying, we're trying to teach kids. We also have like, let's say, role playing, where what should you do in this situation, that type of thing, where they're learning more about themselves. So they don't just leave with, dang, I had a fun weekend. They leave with maybe how to answer some tough questions or how to operate just out in the regular world.
Miracle says, can out of town warriors be counselors? Absolutely. Please come.
Yes,
I'm
yes, yes,
asking for
yes.
auntie. Yes, come on, auntie.
We
They
have
come
out
in
of town
art.
counselors all the time.
Yeah, I'm the creative arts person at camp, and I have everybody call me Annie M. So, um, but Crystal says I'm working on that with my son. He's 12. So, yeah, camp is just an amazing experience. Um, Danina, how can people reach out to you for any of your services, like the SNAP assistance or just needing assistance trying to figure out insurance, Medicare, and all that?
So just so you guys know, the assistance that we provide with assisting the community to apply for food stamps, Medicaid, and Medicare is not just for sicklers. It's also for the community in general. But if you need to do that, if you need to get in contact with us to apply for Medicare, Medicaid, to renew for your benefits, you can give us a call, or you can give me a call personally on my cell, on my work cell. Just call it, blow it up, you know. So my cell is 404-662-9640. I wish there was a way I could write that in the chat.
I'm writing this. You have 404-662-9. I'm sorry, 404-662-9640.
Yes, that's my personal work cell phone number. That number is only available Monday through Friday from 8 to 4. So if
Okay.
you need to apply, please call me. If you need assistance, uh, CHW assistance, and you're a sickler, please give me a call, and I'll do my best to assist you with whatever you need. Access to food, clothing, rent assistance, utility assistance. If you need assistance for mental health counseling, if you need assistance finding a primary care doctor, a hematologist, I assist you with that. Locating the best possible physician in your area that can take care of your needs with the insurance that you may or may not have. That's another thing. If you have aged out of pediatric care and no longer have access to Medicaid, that's state funded medical benefits, and you are unable to get benefits through a job or on your parents' insurance after you've aged out of Medicaid, you need to know where you can go to still be able to get access to quality health care and treatment for your sickle cell disease. So give me a call. I can help you with that. Okay, to make sure that you still have access to care despite your financial circumstance. Okay,
Thank you. Um,
you're more than welcome.
question. First, her first question was, can she send her son to camp and still be a counselor?
That is a no.
She already knew this. Her other question was, she's been trying to reach out for other volunteer opportunities, but nobody has called her back. What should she do next?
She can contact us right now. She can literally call right now, and I will put her in touch with our volunteer coordinator. Her name is Mitty Edmonds. She's sitting right behind me, and I will get you in contact with her so that you can come here and volunteer. There's a lot of amazing things that you can do by folding papers and making pamphlets and all types of fun stuff that we will have you doing when you come to the foundation.
I can't with you.
Hey, I'm just keeping it real.
Okay,
The information got to be spreaded.
you're right.
These pamphlets don't fold themselves.
You're right. Don't pay for themselves, do they, Blaine? So, what is in store for 2022? I know we're still technically in a panini, so I don't know if we're doing virtual camp or it's going to be live and in person with vaccinations or the race, or are we picking up in 2022, or where we at?
Well, once we get out of the panoramic, we will. They all laughing at me.
Yes.
We our goal is definitely to go back to in-person camp this year. We are actually looking at a new software that Kadeem spoke with me about where you'll be able to log temperatures and all different types of fun stuff that you would be able to keep records of. The records will be shared across all counselors. We will have iPads. So, like, let's say for one kid may come, and then once we check their temperature in the morning, if they're good, we can log them as good. Or if we check it and they have like a little fever, we'll quarantine them, and then they'll be monitored for like 2 days or for however long it takes for their fever to go back to normal. It's just a lot of different things, sanitizing stations, what have you, to just try to be as cautious as possible. I think that, I don't know if we haven't decided, but I don't know if vaccination will be required. I don't know. I believe it will, but I'm just letting you know that the plan right now is for in person. Now, if anything happens, because it was actually planned last year, but things just picked up, got back crazy. We thought we were in the clear. The next thing, no, we weren't in the clear. But so far as I know, with Kadeem being co-director, he said that we're supposed to be shooting for in person.
Okay. I'm excited to hear that. I know everybody at camp is ready to go back to
And
in.
virtual it's just not the same.
It's not. It's not. So I want to thank the both of you for taking time out of your day to celebrate the past 50 years of the Sickle Cell Foundation. I am super excited to be coming on board soon and helping you guys with whatever it is.
I be working at the foundation.
I can't. Thank you for that, Blake. But yes, thank you for explaining. You guys, please reach out to Danina if you need any of the services that she mentioned, the SNAP assistance, even if you need to find out what community health worker you need to get in touch with that's in your area, because Danina might not be it, but she can guide you to who you need to speak with. So thank you guys again. You guys have a amazing night, an amazing week. Happy Thanksgiving. Eat good,
You coming
and
to the potluck tomorrow?
I will be there tomorrow. Yes.
Yeah, make sure are you bringing something to eat, Mia? What you cooking?
I'm bringing a mac and cheese.
I'm cooking nothing. I'm bringing a dessert.
Whoa.
Oh.
Apple pie? What is it?
Y'all look so disappointed.
What type of dessert?
Maybe a cake.
You're gonna bring a cake. Thank you guys so much for having us here at the Sickle Cell Foundation of Georgia. This is Blaze. We're signing off.
Bye, guys.
Bye.